I'm going through my radios trying to sift out the stuff that I'm going to keep and stuff I'm going to sell. And I originally bought this Galaxy DX979 back in about 2012, I believe. It's just when they converted these over to MOSFET output finals. So what they did is they had standard finals in the units that had the red LED channel selector, but they went MOSFET, and when they went MOSFET, they went in blue. This has an IRF 520, driving an IRF 520. And this is a street legal radio. And what I mean by that is it's AM upper lower sideband, but it's only 40 channels. Now this is modifiable, and they're very easy to modify. You add a couple 4.7K resistors, cut a couple traces on the chip, and throw in a couple toggles, and you're good to go. However, I have left this 100% bone stock, other than I reset the final bias and driver bias because they were out of spec, and I did turn up the modulation and the ALC. This is a swinging little radio. It dead keys 1 watt on low power setting, and it dead keys about 5 watts on the high power setting, and I will get about 22 watts PEP on the bird. Single sideband, I get about the same, about 22 watts. Average modulation in RMS is about 10 to 15. So it's a really good talking radio, really good talking. I have not unlocked the clarifier. It does transmit on center slot on single sideband, and it takes a few minutes to warm up. And after it warms up, it'll drift down about 150, 200 cycles, and then it's good to go, and it is rock solid. So it has, for features, it has talkback, clarifier, volume squelch. Not really liking the positioning of that because it's right next to the mic plug, but that's all right. It works. You get used to it. Mic gain, RF gain, dim and power output control. And I find that interesting because it is a street legal radio, that it does that kind of power and that you can vary the power. I think that's interesting. We have the meter control here. So we have power, modulation, and SWR. This is basically an automatic SWR setup, so you don't have to calibrate. And it seems to be fairly in line with my meters. Noise blanker, A&L together, CBPA, and then AM upper lower sideband switch. And then on the back, it has the plug-in for the Galaxy FC347 or equivalent counter, which I actually like this. It's a pretty neat unit. On this radio, I never attached it to it just because I just didn't need to, because we don't go out of band. This radio is not modified for that. So anyway, that's the front, and let's take a look at the rear. Okay, on the rear of the radio, we have the standard 3-pin Uniden Cobra hookup, which I'm currently using clip leads on. And this is the output for the frequency counter, which measures frequency on both transmit and receive. Antenna connector, external speaker, PA speaker. And this is made in Malaysia. And I can't read the date code currently, but I believe it is, oh, I don't know. You can see it on camera anyway. So this is a mini chassis radio. And with that front microphone output, you could put this in the cab of a diesel really quick and not have any problems. And when I say a mini chassis, I will compare that to a 148, and it is a hair smaller. So it's not as big as the Galaxy 959 and the 949, I believe. But I honestly think, because I've dealt with those other radios, and I honestly think this is more stable frequency-wise. This is a very stable radio. And this is even more stable than the export models because it doesn't have the band spread. So I really like this radio. It's a good performing radio. Currently I'm using it on the bass with an old Turner Plus 3B microphone. And yeah, it's working out really well. Let's take a look at the inside. Okay, so I've lifted up the bonnet, and here's what we have inside. Pretty nice, clean layout. As you can see, it is a Ranger board. There are the IRF 520s. Has a fairly big AM regulator in it, especially for this style of setup here, so no problems with overheating or anything like that. And as I'm going through this internal view, this, like I say, has not been touched. I did have to, however, work on VR7 to bring sideband up to frequency, to bring it to center slot. I did turn the AM modulation up in the ALC, and this radio woke up. Very easy, simple style of setting up your final bias and driver bias. Very straightforward, an extremely straightforward radio. I actually want to call this a Galaxy sleeper radio. Not very many people opt for these rigs, but I'm going to tell you, it is a very good performing radio. If you want something that's just going to work and work properly, not drift all over the place, not give you any problems, may I recommend this radio. This is a good rig. Okay, we'll take a look at the other side here, doing this with one hand. Nice clean rig for sure. I bought this radio to put in my Suburban because I run exports for the most part, the EPT 3600, 6900 chassis. And my wife was trying to call me. She was on channel 6. The channel selector was on channel 6. She came home and she goes, I'm calling you. You don't answer me. You know, I don't want to deal with this radio based to mobile stuff anymore. And I went out and looked, and she's up on like 28 megahertz. So that's the reason why I bought a street legal radio. And I didn't want that large 949, 959 chassis because they were just a little too drifty for me. Friend told me about these, so I thought I'd give it a shot. And I'll tell you what, this was well worth every penny I spent. So anyway, that's a quick look at the Galaxy DX979. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, leave questions or comments down below. Adios. Okay, some extra bonus footage. Here are a couple power measurements. This is in RMS, and I am on lower sideband of channel 20. We're going to do a sideband test, and then we're going to do an AM, and then we'll do PEP feel-good watts test. So, in RMS mode on lower sideband, hello, 1, 2, 1, 2, test 1, 2, using the stock mic, and we have about 14 watts. In AM, we're just a little over 4 watts, and we are forward swing to 6. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. We'll go to feel good wattses. Hello, test 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Not bad for barefoot. Just about under 20. And on AM, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 22, 2, 2, 2, 2, 20, 2, 2. You know, not bad. Not bad. That's street legal radio barefoot. I have not adjusted any power controls at all, and that's pretty good. I'd say that's pretty dang good coming right out of the box. Like I say, just a little bit of audio adjustment, brought up the ALC and the AM modulation, and that was about it. All right, thanks for watching.